Thank you for staying with us. Well, we're shifting focus now to the United States. If you've been following the politics there, you know that every now and then we see a shift in focus on the immigration policy of the Trump administration. Now, President Trump has introduced a Trump Gold Card, and that's a fast-track visa for wealthy applicants who pay at least $1 million. President Trump says the scheme will help the U.S. attract top talent and give qualified applicants a direct path to citizenship. The program requires a $1 million fee from individuals, $2 million from sponsoring businesses, and a non-refundable $15,000 processing charge. Now, there is also a $5 million platinum version with tax benefits, and that's planned, which is also planned, and critics argue the scheme unfairly favors the rich. President Trump has also compared the visas to green cards, but says they target high-level professionals who can create jobs.
Very excitingly for me and for the country, we've just launched the Trump Gold Card. It was about 30 minutes from now. The site goes up and all funds go to the United States government. Could be a tremendous amount of money. I would say, right? Not too much.
All right, joining me from Massachusetts is U.S. Immigration Attorney Andrew Thomas. He joins me to explain the latest Trump immigration policy. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Thomas.
Thank you, Precious, for having me.
So President Trump first previewed this policy sometime in February, and then he followed up with an executive order in September. But a lot of people are sort of confused about how this works, and I just wanted to give us like a brief on how does this work?
Any durable immigration policy must draw from statute, and the Gold Card draws from statutes, but it doesn't create new immigrant visa categories. The executive cannot all expand statutory caps for visas, immigrant visas, but it can rearrange how those visas are issued. In this case, the Gold Card will draw from the first and second preference categories of employment-based visas, popularly known as EB1, EB2 visas. So what it effectively does, it displaces talent and those who are supposed to serve America's national interest over those who have seven figures to pay. And unlike the investment visa that is written into statute, the EB5 category, the Gold Card has no congressional anchor. And just in case anybody wants to invest in the Gold Card, if anybody litigates and the court rules in your favor, those fees are not refundable. $15,000 not refundable. The seven figures you deposit, not refundable. And that's the catch. So for those who want speed, they can quickly go through before it is tested in court. It's a policy, and while immigrant visas are rooted in statutes, the Gold Card can be canceled with a stroke of a signature.
So, I mean, that's where it is really dicey also, because is there also a guarantee that first, once you pay, that you're going to get it? Because the Trump administration, they talk about background checks, and then they also talked about this being a gift. And you have talked, that's the $1 million being a gift, and not more of an investment fee like you find in other countries. And then you also talked about the fact that it could be challenged in court. So what's the guarantee that once you have it, that you will get it in the first place?
The thing about American immigration is nothing is guaranteed. If anybody guarantees you a green card, you should be wary. So for the Trump administration to say, if you pay $1 million, you get a green card. But look at the form the USCIS created, the I-140G. It's a booby trap, so many booby traps set in there so that if there's a reason to hold on to your money and deny your petition, it can be done. There's a long list of requirements to show where you got those seven figures from. There's another requirement that shows where you have to explain your employment history, where you have to explain if you've held military positions. So for me, my quick reading of that 24-page form, I-140G, is to entrap especially people who got money through shady means. Once you deposit that money, there's no return. It's just like you go to the casino. Once you gamble and the machine doesn't vomit your winnings, game over. So I wish anybody who wants to gamble that much money for a green card, I wish them all the best.
So this is more like an immigration casino or a visa casino as we see.
I didn't say so. Its policy is the first track to a green card that relies on how much you have and is rooted just in one executive order. The only other similar policy we have is immigration statute for you to get a green card for you and your immediate family members is the EB-5. It's rooted in congressional law, the Immigration and Nationality Act, the EB-5 category. It's longer, it's onerous, it wants you to create jobs in the United States.
And Dr. Mr. Thomas, sorry for butting in, because I was going to ask you about the EB-5. I know that was created again in 1990 to attract foreign direct investment. And for those who are looking to invest in a gold card, but probably we're already thinking about the EB-5 as well, which of them is the better investment program?
Well, I can't offer legal advice, but if you know you are somebody who likes quick results, you can gamble with the gold card. If you want a much more sustainable path to a green card, Congress has made a pathway through the EB-5. So it's up to anybody who wants to spend their money the way they see fit, ultimately.
Democrats are already criticizing this policy. They say it is basically to favor the rich. Well, you also look at that on the back of the fact that a lot of illegal immigrants have been deported. And not just illegal immigrants. In fact, the pathway to visa, the U.S. visa, has been made really complicated and stringent. Does that statement from the Democrats, is it valid?
Well, those who are partisan have convenient statements to make when it's easy to make those statements. But I think my biggest concern about the gold card is it displaces merits. Scientists, engineers, advanced degree professionals may be displaced because the gold cards will take up numbers Congress originally assigned for talented people to have a merit-based pathway to a visa. That's about 80,000 visas that would possibly go up to the highest bidder if it is not challenged in court. This is untested terrain. The gold card is rooted in policy, and let's see how it goes in court when it's challenged.
So finally, because this is really backed by an executive order, like you said, it is not a congressional procedure that brought this into light. And I wanted to ask, Trump will be out in a few years. There comes another president. Can this be undone as well by an executive order? And then what does happen if that is done? What would happen to the holders of that card?
It can be undone in court. We don't need to wait for somebody to finish his tenure. It's a signature, and it can be undone when it's challenged in court. I don't think it will last that long. I think there'll be judicial review of this policy and see how it coheres with the Immigration and Nationality statute on creating employment-based green cards. So let's see how it survives. I don't think it will last up until that point because it's policy, and if it doesn't align with congressional intent, there'll be judicial review of it. So let's just wait and see how it's tested in court and see if it survives.
Mr. Thomas, just 30 seconds I have, and I just wanted to quickly ask you this. For example, if it goes to court and it is undone in court, what happens to those who already have it? Can they continue to use it, or is it nullified?
Well, the thing about the immigration process in the United States, from my understanding, if you've already gotten an immigration benefit, no court will retroactively cancel that. So, but I would be much more concerned about those who are still in the process, whose petitions are still pending, and a court decides to cancel it. All that money is non-refundable. Once it's deposited, it's gone and gone for good. It will end up with the Commerce Department. I think the State Department, the DHS, and the Commerce Department are the ones implementing this executive order. So for those who are able to see through the process, get a green card, that's perfect. But for those who are still pending, if a court cancels it, all that money is gone.
And they've already paid the $1 million. Well, it's a gamble. We'll see how it plays out. Thank you so much for your time, as always, and breaking this down for us, as you always do. U.S. Immigration Attorney Andrew Thomas.